Welcome to this week's edition of Growing Points. I'm your host, Schae Greenzweig. Last Tuesday, a District Court of Appeals ruling upheld the earlier decision to deny halting the enforcement of country of origin labeling for meat products. The ruling requires meat to list where the originating animal was born, raised, and slaughtered. Those opposed to the ruling are meat packers and some farm groups who believe that it's a free speech violation. Interest groups have filed a suit against the USDA for constitutional violations, claiming that detailed labeling doesn't advance government interest. They also fear that Canada and Mexico may instigate trade retaliation due to unfair customer bias. Other groups, however, see it as a benefit to small packers and farmers who want to differentiate themselves. Roger Johnson, president of the National Farmers Union, stated that American farmers or consumers want to know basic information about where their meat comes from, and livestock producers across this great nation are very proud of what they produce and happy to let consumers know where their meat comes from. The USDA is predicting a new record average soybean yields for harvest this fall, but the difference between above or below average totals might just fall into Mother Nature's hands. The predicted national yield average is 45.2 bushels per acre, which would exceed the 2009 record of 44 bushels per acre. Like corn estimates, high yields this year are based on the elevated percentage of crops rated good to excellent, as well as favorable growing conditions to date. This week, 74% of soybeans and 78% of corn were given this rating in Iowa. Many areas of the state are expecting high yields that would benefit even more from rain, especially in southwest portions of the state, where some producers haven't seen significant rain since the 4th of July. Temperatures were also below normal for much of the state this past week, which will likely result in this month being among the 10th coolest Julys ever recorded in Iowa. Overall, this year's crop should yield well for producers and is looking more promising the closer we get to harvest. On July 25th, Iowa Governor Terry Branstad, Lieutenant Governor Kim Reynolds, and Iowa Secretary of Agriculture Bill Northey once again called on the Environmental Protection Agency to strengthen the Renewable Fuel Standard while asking them to abandon what was already proposed. The RFS currently being suggested would cost Iowa jobs, decrease consumer choices at the pump, and increase our dependency on foreign oil. A strong RFS is vitally important to ensure Iowa customers have access to domestically produced, clean-burning ethanol and biodiesel, Northey said at the press conference. The law is working as intended, and it's wrong for the EPA to act against congressional intent. I hope the Obama administration will listen to the thousands of comments supporting access to renewable fuels and fully restore the RFS. Even the EPA has published that some of the benefits from the research that they've already conducted. They've estimated that by 2022, renewable fuels would replace 13.6 billion gallons of gas and diesel, saving motorists almost $12 billion annually. They've piloted other studies showing reduction in greenhouse gas emissions and the benefits to consumers, making the proposed 16% reduction in ethanol for the year seem counterproductive. Previously in February, Governor Branstad and Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton published a release saying that while they may not agree on much, they both see the benefits to ethanol production in their states and note that the effects of limiting it could be devastating to producers, consumers, and the economy. Thanks for watching this week's edition of Growing Points. To stay updated on our episodes, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel below.